Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue at Talamore, specifically with Lou Guzzi.
Hello there, Harry.
Lou, how you doing? We're at the Golf Academy, Lou Guzzi's Golf Academy. Not that long ago, you were the National PGA Teacher of the Year.
It's been a few years now, huh?
6?
2013. How about that, huh?
You're still
by so quick.
And you're here. The Academy has grown. Hey, today on the show, the Open Championship at Royal Portrush.
Yep.
Link style course, one of the more famous in the UK.
How about that?
Even though you haven't played there, you've played a lot of link style courses in Scotland.
That's right.
There is a certain preparation, right?
There is, and the weather conditions can change on a dime, as we know. So you're playing the front nine, it's gorgeous, and out of nowhere, boom, you're going to get hit.
You're going to get hit. Also, we've got hit this year with the presence on the PGA Tour of one Matthew Wolff.
Unbelievable,
So
huh?
this kid won out of Oklahoma State, the NCAA Individual Championship.
That's right.
And within a little more than a month, a PGA Tour event. And he's got a little bit of an unorthodox swing.
Yeah, and it's good, though, for golfers because, you know, we can basically look at a golf swing, work with it, your swing DNA, and he sure does have it.
Yeah, he sure does. Not the first time we've seen an unorthodox swing with a lot of success. We'll talk to Lou about link-style golf preparation and what happens as a teacher or as a player when a little bit of unorthodoxy sets into that swing. We'll be back at the Golf Academy at Talamore with Lou Guzzi next on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA. Experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Do you guys want to come with us?
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues from Lou Guzzi's Golf Academy at Talamore Golf Club. And today, Lou, we're going to be talking here on Inside Golf about getting ready. Maybe you have a partners or a buddies trip planned to the UK or somewhere where they have a lot of link-style golf courses. Behind us here on your simulator,
That's right.
we have the home of golf, the 18th at St. Andrews.
Not a bad
Probably
one.
the most famous link-style golf course in the world.
Yeah, the 18th hole, here it is. Not a bad one. Conditions today, Harry, are absolutely beautiful. So there's no wind, but as we said earlier, that can change on a dime.
Yeah, it can change on a dime. The other thing that you're going to see at link-style golf courses, beside the weather conditions, because maybe the ocean, whatever, the undulations, not so much, although they're there on the greens, but in the fairways and how they come into play virtually on every shot from tee to green.
That's right, and that's where the pros, these professionals, are going to really rely on their caddies, along with their own local knowledge. But this golf course hasn't been played in years, so we need to know where the bunkers are. They've got their yardage cards for sure. A lot of the bunkers, you're not even going to be able to see them, so you have to know your distances big time.
Yeah, you do. And, you know, a lot of approach shots. We'll see pros when they're playing in a link-style golf course, whether it be in the Open Championship or whatever on the European Tour, a lot of times reverting to a club that we wouldn't see a PGA Tour professional use on a PGA Tour event stateside.
That's right.
Simply because maybe they only need a putter instead of, a little pitch shot with a wedge or 9-iron.
Yeah, and the greens there's so much undulation with the greens that you're going to see a lot of bump and runs into the greens. You're going to kind of question as a viewer, why didn't they just send it over that bunker and hit the green? But there's a massive downslope, and that ball, even if they hit a good shot, would shoot right over the back of the green. So you're going to see a lot of strategy in playing a links style design for sure.
Now, is it one of those things, though, Lou, where you can almost overload getting ready for it instead of, hey, you're not going to change your swing, I don't think. You're just going to go out there, and the object of the game is to get the ball in the hole. How do you avoid over-preparing sometimes for a link-style golf?
I mean, that's a good question. I haven't played a lot of links-style golf, but I have been out there. And, you just take a look at it. It's interesting, too, because visually it looks like you have a lot of room, but it's pinpoint accuracy in so many areas because of the bunkers, because of the heather, and where you want to hit that golf ball. So I think, Harry, you got a good point there. Don't overthink it, but you definitely need to know where to place your golf ball.
You said earlier, talking about caddies, relying on them for distance and yardage, because one day you'll be playing the same hole the next day, and the conditions are going to be totally different. I mean, we've seen that even at Pebble Beach, for instance, on number 7 or number 17, par 3s. Number 7 is what, 105 yards downhill? They'll be hitting maybe a pitching wedge or less.
To a 6-iron.
And to a 6-iron
Imagine
or
that
a
a
3-iron
6-iron from
into the
105
wind,
yards.
it's right there. That shows up a lot on these link style courses.
It does, and then one of the things that these professionals are going to do is they're going to hit a lot of low shots, and amazingly low as they keep control of the ball. Not only when the wind's coming at them, but also, Harry, when the wind is downwind, you don't want to get that golf ball up in the air where you lose the shot. So they're even going to hit some low shots when they're downwind to control that club.
All right, we're in the Golf Academy. You want to give us a little demo?
Sure, why not?
On how to hit that little low shot into the wind?
All right, so we're on the 18th hole, St. Andrews. I'm going to hit a lower drive here than I normally would, because we're going to send it down there towards that clock. That's the intentions. So I'm going to make a practice swing here, and I'm going to try to hit a little bit lower drive than normal, even with the ball teed up fairly high here. Here we go. And there it is, a nice low shot, great angle coming in for the second shot here on 18 at St. Andrews.
So what did you do? I mean, did you adjust your stance any in relation to the ball? I mean, what did you do to try to get that lower trajectory with that driver?
Yeah, so I want the viewers to kind of think about this, and I'm going to take a look at it this way. So if we tee the ball up and we get set up to hit a drive, if I want to hit a high drive, I'm going to keep my torso back, stay behind it, and think about hitting underneath the ball more. For the lower shot, as I'm coming in, I'm visualizing the club coming in more level to the ball so that it drives the ball lower on its way up.
Okay, now that's the driver. What if you were hitting, say, 5-iron, 6-iron?
Well, here you go. It's 120 yards into the green, right? So maybe I'll try that. Now, 5-iron, that's going to be a really low shot, so I'm not going to need much on this. So we'll talk about a little bump and run here. 120 yards, let's say that it's really, really windy. So I'm going to make a couple of practice swings.
And you got to land it short of that green and have a lot of run out, right?
Let it run up. Yeah, it's a back left pin. Now, one of the things with a shot like this is you have to hit it and watch the trajectory of the shot. And Harry, what happens is when you feel that wind coming at you, what does everybody want to do? They want to basically swing the club with more speed, bigger swing. We don't want to do that. So we have to practice the shot ahead of time. Now I'm going to get set up. Watch how low this goes. And watch it run right in there. So that's a bump and run with a little 5-iron, and there it is on the front of the green underneath the wind.
Right.
So sometimes what you're going to see as you're watching the Open Championship, shots that get on the green with a real strong wind is a really good shot. You're wondering, why is that 40, 50 feet away? It's so windy that just keeping it under the wind and getting it onto the green is the play.
All right, I'm playing the role of your old Scots caddy, and he's saying, Mr. Guzzi,
oh man,
try the blade.
Okay, so
right
it's a beautiful situation here. As we know, it's St. Andrews. It's a big hill going up to that flag, and I've got 39 yards, and we're going to hit the putter. How about that?
There you go. Who was it? Roca? Constantino Roca got into a playoff with John Daly.
Yes, he did.
From a similar situation here. He made it from about, what, 105 yards out.
That's right, Harry. The longest putt I ever hit was at Macrahanish Golf Club, Links Design, 40-foot putt. I'm sorry, a 40-yard putt.
40-yarder.
40-yarder going into the green. That's how windy it was.
Did you make it?
I made it onto the green. Let's put it that way.
That's good enough.
Yep.
All right. So here we are.
We're going to run this up the hill. It's 39 yards. Man, I almost have to make a swing here.
Oh, it's distance and elevation. You got some
Sure
elevation through the Valley of Death.
Nice steady head. Come on,
There
get
it
up that hill.
goes.
This is a long putt, everybody. That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, well, the second one won't be as long as the first.
Wow,
What do
look
you-
at that.
22
as hard
feet?
as I hit it, it's 22 feet. That's how crazy these greens are.
22 feet. You want to make
That's not
this
too
one?
bad. I'm going to give it a shot, that's
Go
for
ahead.
sure. So we have a right to left putt. All we can do, folks, is put a good roll on the ball and then
For the
see what
claret
happens.
jug, Lou Guzzi.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's looking
In.
pretty good.
Oh,
Bingo.
Look at that. One take, Lou. Congratulations.
Hey, Harry,
The
that's great. How
Open
about that one,
champion
folks, huh?
For this show is Lou Guzzi.
That was
Lou,
good.
stay with us. We're coming back to Tullamore to the Lou Guzzi Golf Academy, and we're going to be talking about unorthodoxy when it comes to golfers' swings. In particular, a young guy that has everybody talking, Matthew Wolff. That's next. Lou Guzzi and I return in a moment on Inside Golf. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues at Lou Guzzi's Golf Academy. We used to call it the laboratory, still do.
Yep, still do.
But it is the Golf Academy at Tullamore, and we're with Lou Guzzi. All right, Lou, you know, Matthew Wolff kind of set social media on fire. Not because he won the NCAA championship so much, but the way he did it with that swing. And then he goes out on the PGA Tour, and lo and behold, in about a month or so, he wins on a PGA Tour event.
That's right.
So, you know, his swing is anything but orthodox. As a teacher, you've seen pupils come in here, maybe their father, somebody will say to you, hey, my son, my daughter, their swing maybe isn't textbook, whatever that is. How do you handle that situation?
Well, it depends. You know, in the case of Mr. Wolff and what he did and what we just saw, his golf swing goes out and then drops way in, and he has a lot of control over the golf club, obviously, and where his golf ball goes. And from what I understand, the sound when he hits the golf shot, it's always solid. So as a golf instructor, we have to look at what our students are going to have a tendency to do under pressure. And then, you know, you don't hit the golf ball with your backswing, Harry, right? So on the way down, if that club's coming in there, and we've heard Jack Nicklaus talk about this, and Tom Watson, and many other great players and great coaches, if that club's coming in the slot the right way, it really doesn't matter. And as long as there's consistency, that's a great golf swing.
You know, you talk about experience with students. I remember the late Ron Rolfe, pro at North Hills, telling me a story. When Jim Furyk was 14, his father Mike was a rep in the area and a pro. Brought him to North Hills, said, Ronnie, would you play 9 holes with Jimmy? Tell me what you think about his swing. Because the swing you see now with Jim Furyk, he's had that his entire golf life.
Worth a lot of money, that swing.
Yeah, he went out and shot 32. When Mike came back after making some rounds, he said, what do you think? And Ronnie's advice was, leave him alone. Right. And he did, and look what happened. Right. And I'm sure with Matthew Wolff, his coach or somebody said, leave him alone. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, well, his coach, George Gankus, did obviously a really good job in seeing that. The bottom line is, can you control your golf ball? And if you can control your golf ball as a teacher, I want to look at what somebody can do. If they say, I'm a really good putter, let me see you putt. If they control their golf ball and they're in the margins of correct, and especially on the way into that golf ball, you have to leave it alone. And not only leave it alone, but then encourage and improve on that swing.
Let's get to the simulator, because let's look at Wolf a little bit as Lou Guzzi sees it and what he does from his takeaway
Yep.
to up here, and then how he gets it in the slot and finishes at impact, and what he does right, maybe not to a lot of people's thinking, until right before that critical stage before impact.
Sure. Well, one of the things that I think is really, really cool about his golf swing is he's aggressive. You can see that he believes in his golf swing and he believes in his ability and he knows where that golf club is. Jack Nicklaus said that best too, by the way. He said, I don't care what golf swing you have, what you do, if you don't know where that club face is in your hands, you can't play golf well.
You were telling me before we started this segment, you have a student, I think he's going to go to Penn State.
I do.
Who
Been
is
on the show.
going to be a freshman. He's been around here on Inside Golf before, but his swing maybe isn't textbook either, right? So
That's right.
How have you worked with him?
Well, Patrick Sheehan, been on the show, great player, can take it low, but during his development, there were a few things that I saw in his swing that needed to change, and one of them was that slot, that club coming in from the right position with that right elbow tucked. But I told Patrick years ago, I said, don't let anybody touch your golf swing. This is your swing. He knows where the club head is. He knows how to hit the golf ball, where he wants to hit it. Don't mess with it. Go out there and score.
You know, we hear a lot in golf about muscle memory, swing thoughts. Is there a trigger moment when he's at the top of his swing for that next move to get it in there?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different swing thoughts. In the case of Patrick and so many of my players, I just block them out. So we have noodles, we have boxes. I block them out from making an outside in swing, or I just direct the props basically where I want them to go. And then I tell them, I'm like, this is your airspace. This is where I want you to come into it. And then Harry, I want them to reference when they're swinging. I want them to reference where the club is as they're coming into the golf ball in relationship to their body. Because when they go to play golf, they're always going to have their body with them. So then wherever they stand, it doesn't matter. When they make their backswing and they come down to hit, they're always going to know that their golf club and their arms need to be in this location in relationship to their body.
And noticing that your right elbow is tucked right on your belt line.
Yeah, so what happens too, it's very interesting. When we move the props in play and we have the students hit, avoid the noodle, avoid the box, hit the ball, they all say the same thing. You know, my right elbow is really starting to drop right inside. And I remember Nancy Lopez one time said, in an interview, she says, my daddy told me you don't hit the golf ball with your backswing. And she said, all I thought about was taking that right elbow and putting it right against my side and then go ahead and make my swing.
And from there, bang, impact.
Yeah, and she did pretty good, didn't she?
And perfection. Lou, always a pleasure to get together with you here at the Golf Academy. The laboratory, you've made some improvements, looks great.
Yes, the laboratory is still under construction. There's going to be more next.
More to come, and we'll be
Yeah,
back
surprises.
to show it to you. Thanks, my friend.
Good to see you again, Harry.
All right, Lou and I will be back, but first we're going to take a break, and then we're going to hear from our teed-off panel next on Inside Golf.
Course is usually not crowded, and I'll take that over the heat of the day anyway.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues with our panel today, assembled here on the back patio overlooking Bluestone Country Club in Bluebell, Pennsylvania. By the way, here at Bluestone, they are continuing to offer a 2-year incentive membership. And if you would like more information, just go to their website, which is bluestonecc.com. Joining us today again is Jules Quinones. He's a member of the board, Golf Association of Philadelphia, sporting the new look logo for GAP.
It's a beautiful logo, isn't it?
Beautiful. Looks great on you too, Jules.
I try.
Any logo looks good on this guy. Joe Logan from myphillygolf.com. Good to see you, partner.
Good to be here.
And Bob Shepard, longtime Philadelphia member of the PGA.
Yeah.
He's an author and, of course, a familiar face here on Inside Golf. You know, we got a hot day here today, fellas, and I was just wondering, what is the favorite time of the day? And I guess it depends on the time of the year, but say this time of year, you know, long sunlight days, a little hot once in a while, Jules. Do you prefer morning, noon, or evening?
Well, when when the kids were little, first thing in the morning,
Why's that?
because the wife would let me play.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant with the kids.
No. You know, just like I could be back home at a certain time would be great.
So you get out there and rush around in 2.5 hours
But now,
before anybody was up.
yeah, but now I really love the evening golf. So basically getting out there around 5, 6
Twilight?
o'clock at night. Twilight's perfect. It's just nice, yeah. And you get done really quick, and it's just the weather.
You don't have to worry about anything back home.
Nothing, yeah.
You have a clear head.
College now, I'm good.
How about that? How about you, Joe?
I agree. It's not even close. Late afternoon to dusk. Yesterday I walked 9 holes at 5:30. I love it. This the perfect time of day. The sun's coming down. Course is usually not crowded, and I'll take that over the heat of the day anytime.
Well, Joel's had a little change in his lifestyle to allow him to go from early to later. But it sounds like you've been a late guy your entire
Well, no,
life.
I too had 2 young children for quite a while and did exactly the same thing.
Rush out there.
In the morning, yeah, steal around when you could. But now my kids are grown. In fact, today is my daughter's 32nd birthday.
Happy birthday. What's her name?
Kelly.
Kelly, happy birthday. You want to play golf with Kelly or no?
Actually, who I want to play golf with is her year-old son, my first grandson, named Logan.
Logan,
Ooh,
how about that?
How about
Is
that?
he going to be a player?
Yes, he is.
You hope so.
His father's a player. Both grandfathers are players.
Wow.
So
We'll see what time of day Logan likes to play, huh? Whenever Grandpop isn't. No, I'm only kidding. How about you, Shep? Now, when's the first time you started playing golf? First
Oh, my
of all?
God.
How old? Your father was a
I got
professional?
pictures. My dad was a pro at North Hills Country Club. I got pictures when I was 2 and 3 years old hitting off the first tee with my sister. So we started
I think
early.
I've seen those.
Yeah, we really started early. The thing I like to do, morning is full of gnats, the dew's on the course, everybody's upset and in a hurry, and there's a lot of confusion. The starter's pulling his head out, and so
Pulling his hair out,
yeah.
unlike you and I.
That's right. We were the suntan.
And Jules.
Jules, there we go.
Maybe we ought to be starters.
Wait a minute.
Joe's not on the team yet. He'll get here eventually. But we played in the afternoon, like you guys said, 4 or 5 o'clock. You go out. There's no crowds. The course is dry. It's beautiful, and you build up an appetite and come in and have dinner. It's nice. All the dinner crowd is gone, and the place is yours. So I enjoy playing in the evening. We had a place in Hilton Head, and we had more or less with the starters, which they were asleep by that time. But they had a time set aside just for us, so we could get off around 5 o'clock.
It's okay.
It was beautiful.
So you're an evening guy.
Evening guy, definitely, yeah.
It's interesting, and maybe it's because the heat
Long
of the day. I
shadows.
didn't hear anybody. Well, of course, see, I had the advantage when I worked in my career in broadcasting. I was done at 10 o'clock in the morning every day. I used to tell people, Shep, I could be anywhere on the East Coast by 12:30.
There you go.
Just let me know.
Right.
And provide me with a plane or something, So I really had no preference, Morning, midday, even in the heat, it wasn't bad. Evening, okay. I like to look from the patio out at the golf course at the evening. I'd rather play, though, in the morning and
With the
middle
long
of the day.
shadows. Yeah.
But it is hot, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's hotter than it is right now, but it is hot out there. But when you got a golf ball to hit and a club in your hand,
Yep.
I don't think you feel the heat as much, right?
No.
Especially if you're playing well. And this guy's a free handicap. That's it for Inside Golf's Teed Off. We'll be back. More coming up in just a moment.
Located in Bluebell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options. Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
At Citadel, we're here, and here, and here. We're right around the corner. We're here for life's big moments, for that big step, and to make a difference. We're here and here. Whether you're managing money, purchasing a new home, or saving for that special moment, we are here for you. Citadel, banking with one focus, you.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf, but we're not going to leave before we find out from Lou one of your more dramatic experiences with link style golf. Where and when?
Greatest par 5 ever, folks, believe it or not. Driver, and then a third driver from 160 yards. Machrihanish Golf Club, unbelievable 2-putt. Look at the video. Check that flag out. Watch Rod when he puts it back in.
Oh, that's in Scotland.
In Scotland.
So the winds were blowing what, 40-mile-an-hour gusts?
40 plus.
Driver.
How
About
Last one. That third one too, let me tell you.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you take something off it?
Not at all.
Lou Guzzi, you can get in touch with him all over social media,
That's right, Lou Guzzi Golf. There you go.
Lou Guzzi, Guzzi Golf. He's the man here at Talamore in his golf academy, former National PGA Teacher of the Year. I'm Harry Donahue with Lou Guzzi. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. Try to cool off in the heat of the summer. And we'll see you next week on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirsttphiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company, quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.